Welcome everyone. Today we are doing harder sine and cosine rule questions, GCSE questions. See, these questions are only 4 questions that we are gonna solve here, but it will definitely use all the concepts. It will include the concepts of triangle, of circles, so it will definitely gonna help you. So let me start, but before that, I'm running a GCSE crash course. If you want to enroll yourself for it, just email us at exactacademy@gmail.com and you can get the batch for every subject. Okay, so let me start with this question. In the given figure, the length CE is equals to 12 centimeters. It's 8 centimeters. This is 13 and the ratio is given. Main thing, we always go in a reverse order. Reverse order, that means first we know at least that what is they are asking you. So they are asking you to find angle BDC. First locate angle BDC. This is our angle that we have to find. Now let me see what are all things that are given here. CE is 12 centimeter. This is 12 centimeters given. DE is 8 centimeters. This is 8 centimeters given. DC is 13 centimeters. This is 13 centimeters given. Ratio of angle DEC to angle DBC, DEC, that means this angle, and DBC, that means this angle. Their ratio is given as 3:2. That means if I say this is 3x, so this is gonna be 2x. Area of triangle BDC, that means the area of this one is given, and angle ABC is 60 degrees. Angle ABC, this is 60 degrees, and length of AC is 20 centimeters. This is 20 centimeters, and B is equals to BC, that means it's an isosceles triangle. Then find angle BDC, that means let me mark it with green so that we know that we have to calculate this one. See, there's so many things given and we don't know from where exactly to start. So let me start from here, because it seems like we have more data here, sufficient data, because 3 sides are given, so definitely it will help us calculating the angle. So because the ratio of angle DEC and angle DBC is given, that means important thing is we need to calculate this angle. So I'm starting from here. So in triangle DEC, I am applying cosine rule. Why? Because all the 3 sides are given. If all the 3 sides are given and there is no consideration of angle and you have to calculate angle, obviously you have to go for cosine rule. So cosine rule says this side, because whatever the angle I am taking, right, that is this angle I am taking, so the side opposite to it I have to start with it. That means I have to say 13 squared is equals to sum of square of other 2 sides, 8 squared plus 12 squared minus 2 times 8 times 12 cos of, let I say angle E. Then this is 169, this is 64 plus 144 minus 16 into 12 is equals to cos E. On further solving, this will give you 169 minus 64 minus 144. I brought these two to this side, is equals to negative 16 into 12 into cos E. From here I can say cos E is equals to, or let me just write down that this whole will be negative 39. I'm not simplifying this one, though I can. It's like 16 into 12 will give you 192. This is negative 192 cos E. So from here I can say cos E is equals to negative 39 over negative 192, which will give me cos E is equals to 0.203. Now I need to take inverse so that I can calculate the angle. So angle E is cos inverse of 0.203. That will finally give me, angle E will give you 78.28. Now I know that this angle is what we have calculated. Now the ratio of these two is given as 3x and 2x. That means these two, if the ratio is angle E, which is DEC, angle DEC over angle DBC, angle DBC is equals to 3 over 2. So in place of angle DEC, I can write 78.28 because that's the value of angle E. So 78.28 over angle DBC is equals to 3 over 2. From here I can say on cross multiplying I'll get angle DBC is equals to 78.28 into 2 over 3. This is 52.18, that is angle DBC. Now coming back to here, I know that this is, we just calculate, I'm just replacing these values. We have calculated 78.28, so I can say this is 78.28 and the second one is 52.18. This is 52.18. Let me see what else is given. Apart from that, they have mentioned that the area of triangle BDC, that means area of this triangle, is mentioned as 65 centimeters squared. Because this angle we know, this side we know, so obviously the area of a triangle is half multiplied by two sides and sine of angle included in between it. Better is I take this one and included angle. So I can say that area of this will be half into BC into DC and angle included, which is sine of angle BCD. But here are two variables. So better is let me start with BC. To calculate BC also we have some information given that in this triangle AC is 20 centimeters, angle B is 60 and these two are already mentioned as isosceles. So if they are isosceles, that means these two sides are equal. That means I can clearly say that each will be of 60 degrees and 60 degrees. That means it's definitely an equilateral triangle. Okay, so we can say by the information given, angle B is equals to 60 degrees. Angle B is given as 60 and BA is equals to BC and BA is equals to BC. So we can say triangle. Now I have to see which triangle I'm talking about. This triangle ABC. So this triangle ABC is an equilateral triangle. If this is an equilateral triangle, that means the side that we needed is of 12 centimeter because AC is 12, that means BC is also 12 centimeters. So I can write here, if BC is equals to 12 centimeters, therefore AC is given as 20, so BC will also be 20. So if AC is 20, therefore BC will also be 20 centimeters. And now coming back to this triangle, which is triangle DBC. In this triangle, now we know this is also 20 centimeters. So I can easily apply the area of a triangle. Area of triangle is half times this length multiplied by this length and in sine of angle included between it. So half times 20 times 13 times cos of angle theta, sine of angle theta. This is given as 65. So I can say this is 130 times sine theta. So as area is given, I can say 130 cos theta is equals to the value that's given. Here the value is 65. So that is 65. So sine theta is 65 over 130. So from here I can say this is, if you cancel out with 13, this will be 13 times 5, this is 13 times 10, this is 1. So sine theta is 1 over 2. On taking inverse, I'll get theta as 30 degrees. So theta, that means what angle? Angle BCD. So angle BCD. Here let me write angle BCD, that will be much better to understand. Angle BCD, BCD, BCD. So angle BCD is finally 30 degrees. Now the last thing is we have to apply angle sum property. So angle sum property in this triangle, because this was our main aim to calculate. I have calculated this to be 52.18, this to be 30 degrees. So obviously third angle is very easy because we just need to apply angle sum property. So what is this triangle? It is triangle BDC, and let me write it down. And in triangle BDC, so 52.18 plus 30 plus the x value, or the value that we want to calculate, let us say y is equals to 180. This is 82.18 plus y is equals to 180, and finally this is 180 minus 82.18, that will give you 97.82. So what's the value of angle ABDC? Angle BDC is finally, you can see it's an obtuse triangle, so 97.2882. So that's the final answer. Moving on to the next question. In the given figure, angle OCD is 30 degrees, which you can see here, and angle AOB is 70, that you can see as well. And the ratio of angle OBD, that means this angle, and angle ACO, that means this angle, their ratio is given as 2:3. So let us say it for the simplification, I can write it here 2x and 3x. If the area of the triangle OBD is 44.14 centimeters squared and BD is equals to BO, that means this is equals to this is. Then we need to first calculate the length of BO. BO, that means this one we first have to calculate. So let me start with the information that we already have. Since these two are given, we know one thing, because if you see ABCD is a cyclic quadrilateral, and we know that the opposite angles of a cyclic quadrilateral add up to 180 degrees. That means I can start from here, it is giving me an idea. So for one, I can say that angle C plus angle B, the complete angle C and complete angle B add up to 180 degrees, because cyclic quadrilateral, in cyclic quadrilateral, opposite angles add up to 180 degrees. Next is, I can write it down, what is the value of angle C? 30 degrees and 3x. So 30 plus 3x. And angle B, we know only 2x, but other we don't know. Now I get a more clue, a better clue. Okay, I need to calculate that part. So is equals to 180 degrees. That means what I need to calculate here? Angle ABC. This is angle ABC because this together makes angle B. So obviously we need to find this part. If you want to find this part, I know one more circle theorem. Angle BAD is equals to angle BCD. Now pay attention, which two angles I'm talking about? Angle this one and angle this one, they are equal. Why? Because angles subtended by an arc on the same side or at any point on the circumference are always equal. So definitely this is angle subtended by the arc. This is also angle subtended by the arc, which is equal. So I can say angle subtended by an arc or angle subtended by an arc on any point on circumference are equal. If they are equal, it will give me a better idea, because now this will be 30 degrees. So I can easily calculate my third angle, which is 80 degrees. So angle BAO, we know angle BAO plus 70 plus 30 is equals to 180 degrees, because I am applying angle sum property. And from here I can say that angle BAO is 80 degrees. I have angles now. So angle BAO is what? This is 80 degrees. This one is 80 degrees, sorry. This is 30 degrees. And angle ABO, finally angle ABO. Oh, I did the mistake in writing. Angle ABO. This is 80 degrees. So I can write it here. This is 80. Now I can write it down, because we know opposite angle add up to 180 degrees. So 330 plus 3x makes angle C, and 80 plus 2x makes angle B. So again I can say 30 plus 3x and 80 plus 2x is equals to 180 degrees. This is 5x plus 110 is equals to 180. 5x is equals to only 70. And finally x is equals to 70 over 5, which is 14. If x is 14, then I can say that 3x angle will be 14 into 3 and 2x angle will be 14 into 2. So one angle will be 28, another angle will be 42. So now I get to know angle this is 28 and angle this be 42. What we need to calculate? BO. We have to calculate BO. That's why this angle is important, so that we can apply sine rule or cosine rule, or one more thing is given, which is area of a triangle. So area of a triangle OBD is given, which is 44.14. Area of triangle OBD, we have to apply the formula. Formula says half times multiplication of those two sides and an angle included between them. So we have to pick those two sides which when like they're making a beak type structure, and there should be an angle included between. So one more thing mentioned, BO is equals to BD. These two, BO is equals to BD, is mentioned here. So I can say the area of this will be what? Half times BO times BD. You can clearly see these two are making a beak structure. So half times BO times BD, and sine of angle included between is 28. So sine of angle 28. Now you get to know why it was important for us to calculate that angle. So I can say, because BO and BD are equal given, but the value is not given. So let I say it be x. I can say now the area of triangle will be half times BO, and BD can be written as BO as well, into sine of angle 28 degrees. This is equals to 44.14. So either I can write it x or name it BO as it is, into sine 28 degrees is equals to 44.14. BO squared is equals to 188.63, and BO is root of 188.63. This is 13.73 centimeters. So we have calculated BO as 13.73. Now next they are asking you to calculate OD. This one we have to calculate. See, we can either directly calculate using the you can say area part, but for that we should know the angle, or we can use the sine rule, which is much more simpler. So for sine rule I can say that BO, value of BO and opposite sine, but there is no angle opposite, I know, so just leave this part. What else we can do? we have one more thing that will help us in calculating the angle. DO is using cosine rule directly, because in cosine rule we need three sides and an angle. Which side I have to calculate? We have three sides and angle, we can easily apply the cosine rule. So I can say OD squared is equals to OB squared plus BD squared minus 2 cos of this angle, that is 28. So now applying this one, I can say that we have to calculate OD. So this will be for second, applying cosine rule. OB squared plus, or we can directly write 13.73, whatever is more convenient, we can write it like that. OD squared is equals to 13.73 whole squared plus 13.73 whole squared, square of two other sides, they both are equal because it's an isosceles triangle, minus 2 times 13.73 times 13.73 multiplied by cos of 28 degrees. This will give the answer. This is equals to 44.125, and then we need to, or up to 2 decimal place, I can write it as OD squared is equals to 44.13, and now taking the root of it, we'll get finally answer as 6.64 centimeters. Now moving on to the next question. This question says that the length of BD we have to calculate, that means this we have to calculate, but what else is given is this: the triangle BDC is an isosceles triangle, and this double dash means that the length BC is equals to length BD. If these two are equal, that means it's an isosceles. First thing, I can easily get to know that this one is also 4x. I don't know whether I can use this information or not, but at least I should mark it here. Angle BCA is 80 degrees. Angle BCA, that means this is 80 degrees given. Length of AC is 10 centimeters. This is 10 centimeters. So if you see specifically triangle ABC, I'm again repeating, triangle ABC, we have three angles and side. Definitely the two other angles are given in terms of 3x and 2x, but by using angle sum property we can easily calculate the value of x, and that should be our first aim. Then it's BD that we have to calculate. So I'm starting with, as I told you, the first thing is better is to calculate all the angles. So in triangle ABC, if I apply the triangle sum property, so 2x plus 3x plus 80 is equals to 180. 5x is equals to 180 minus 80, 100, and x is 20 degrees. So I get to know that x is 20 degrees. Then angle A is 60 degrees because 3 times x is 60. And similarly, angle ABC or simple angle B will be written as 40 degrees. So this is 40 degrees. So now I know all the angles in this triangle. I know one side. So I can apply sine rule in this case. Cosine rule is a bit difficult because for cosine rule you should know at least two sides. When you have all the angles and just one side, always go for sine rule. What we have to calculate, because we have to calculate BD, and we know BD is equals to BC. So if I can calculate BC, I have already calculated BD. So for that, apply the sine rule. Now applying sine rule, I can say I have AC. So AC over the opposite angle, this angle, that means sine of 40 degrees. And which side I have to calculate? BC is my importance. So BC over the opposite angle, which is this one, that is 60 degrees. Now, important thing is, we don't have to use the third one. Obviously, the complete sine rule is we write the equation with the third side, but it's of no use. So I can just directly solve it and get the answer. AC is given as 10, so I'm just replacing AC with 10. So 10 over sine 40 is equals to BC over sine 60. On cross multiplying, I'll get, it will go up there, I'll get BC is equals to 10 into sine 60 over sine 40. On solving, we'll get, this is 13.47 centimeters. And we know that BC is equals to, that's already mentioned, equals to BD. So finally, my BD will also be equals to 13.47 centimeters. Second part is quite simple. They are just asking you to calculate angle DBC. Angle DBC is, that means this angle. Because it's an isosceles triangle, so I can easily say that angle BDC is also 4x. So then we just need to apply our angle sum property, and we just calculated x as 20. So 4x will become 80. So now applying angle sum property, as triangle is which triangle? BDC. As triangle BDC is isosceles, therefore two angles are 80 degrees. So 80 plus 80 plus the angle that they are asking, let I say this angle be DBC. So angle DBC 180 degrees. So from here angle DBC is equals to 20 degrees. Hence we have calculated this one. It says in the above figure triangle ABC and triangle DEF are isosceles triangle. So these two sides, that is double hedge sides, are given and they are equal. The triangle DEF are the rectangle ADCE. This ADCE is a rectangle given. So it will help us to get to know that okay, opposite sides are equal. Now the next thing is, they have mentioned the length AD is 10 centimeters. AD is, that means this is 10 centimeters they have mentioned. An area of ADCE. So area is given, so that will give us an idea how to calculate the length, which is also a part of both the triangles. Then we have to calculate length BC. Okay, see. First thing is, let me start with the things that we already know. That is the area of triangle, rectangle. So area of ADEC is length into width. This is equals to 240. So from here I can say D is 240 over 10, that is 24. So DE is 24. If we know this D to be 24, what else we know? We know that this is an isosceles triangle and we have to calculate length BC. It can be easily calculated. We have one side, we have one angle, and we need to know the other two sides which are already equal. That means the consideration of three sides and one angle is there. So we have to use cosine rule. So applying cosine rule in triangle ABC. So applying cosine rule in triangle ABC. So when you apply in triangle ABC, AB and BC are equal. So I can say, if I apply the cosine rule, AC squared is equals to AB squared plus BC squared minus 2 sine AB times BC times cos of 30 degrees, because that's the angle included between these two sides, 30 degrees. Let us say AB and AC be x. Okay, that will be more simpler to understand. So AC squared we just calculated as 24. So 24 whole squared is equals to x squared plus x squared minus 2 times AB into BC is x into x, x squared. Cos of 30 is root 3 by 2, or we can later on convert it into decimal. From here I can write it. So this can be written as 2x squared minus root 3 x squared. Now we know that root 3 is 1.732. So 2x squared minus 1.732, that will give you answer is, these both are x squared, so 0.26, or take a round of 2x squared. This is 576. And finally x squared is equals to 576 over 0.268, and x is root of 578 over 0.268. Whenever we take root, always the answers will be in positive and negative. You will always get two answers. But since whenever we talk about the length or something that cannot be written in negative, so we just neglect negative value directly, and I am taking just the positive value. Answer is 46.35. So we have calculated the length of BC as 46.25. Now next is you have to calculate EF. That means similar kind of thing we have to apply it here. The only difference is, let I say this be y and y. If we have assumed to x and x, only difference is now instead of cos 30, it's going to be cos 40. So for the second part, the same thing we have to calculate EF. So I can say EF, or directly y. Instead of writing EF, I'm just writing y. So it's going to be 24 squared is equals to y squared plus y squared minus 2y squared cos of 40 degrees. This is 576 is equals to 2y squared minus 1.532y squared. 576 is equals to 0.468 y squared. Y squared is equals to 576 over 0.468, or taking the root, I can write y is equals to root of 576 over 0.468. Finally we get answer as 35.1 centimeters. So we have calculated both the values. So these were the questions. These are actually harder questions on cosine sine rule. These will help you in understanding the concepts easily. So that's it for today. And if you want to enroll yourself, or if you want to appear for a demo for any class from year 1 to year 13 for any subject, because we have tutors for all the subjects, they have subject matter expertise, definitely you're gonna love the classes. So if you want to book the demo, just email us at exacademy@gmail.com and we'll reply accordingly. So that's it for today. Thank you. Have a great day.